It's Friday morning and I am ready to go pick up my U-Haul. I just got back from filling up my tank with gas, which was really expensive, and then from getting some groceries, some stuff to make lunch for the show, and a few drinks. And now I'm looking at my big pile of stuff that I'm going to have to move. But it shouldn't be too bad, really. I'm such a pro at this from the winter farmers market that it doesn't really matter. It's been a year since I've had the last U-Haul, so I got to remember how to back it up. By the end of last year, I was really getting good at backing into a spot, but now I have to start all over again because it was like last August, the last time I rented a U-Haul. So we'll see how I do today. I rent a 4x8 cargo trailer. That's about the right size for a 10x10 booth. The cost is like $20 a day, and then insurance right now is $8 a day. That's a lot less expensive than buying a trailer, having to worry about maintenance, dealing with registration. And since I only use it about a half dozen times a year, it's really a lot easier to deal with than buying my own trailer. For me, every time I come here, I feel like I'm in culture shock, like I've taken a step back into Arizona in the 1980s. So there's the guy dragging my trailer over. Now I'm all hooked up and ready to go, so I'm gonna go home now and load up the U-Haul. I'm just sitting here at the intersection. This is one of the major intersections in Fort Collins, and it takes forever, but yeah, it was really interesting inside of there. I felt like I stepped into a different world. Oh, there goes the light. Okay, so as you can see, I did a really crappy job of backing it into the driveway. Actually, it's not that bad. There'll be room for Dennis to get in. But I guess I'm gonna need a little bit more practice. But that's okay, it'll come back. Here we are, and there are the girls. Hello. Hello, girls. Hi, Jippy. Where's your sister, huh? Yeah, you're gonna just have to stay there. All right, so there it is, and I'm gonna start loading it here any minute. And that's what it looks like. It's a 4x8. Not very big, but it's enough for me. Okay, so the first thing I have to do is put a bunch of weight in the front to balance it out, because this is a really light load. I usually have a lot more stuff, but I'm going to take all my weights and put them in the front of the trailer so I can balance out the load, because you want your heaviest stuff all the way up in the front. And I'm sure I'm going to get plenty of help from these guys. Okay, you guys have to stick around. You can't go out there, okay? You have to stick around in the garage because I can't watch you. I'm going to go inspect. You guys going to help me? Yeah, Mommy has a U-Haul. Yeah. I know you don't like it because every time I get one of these, I go away for the weekend. But this time it's only going to be for a day. Okay, Mom, do her thing. Okay, so I had to put the girls back inside the fence because they were just barking their heads off. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is move all of these weights. They're really heavy. These are 10 pounds each, and I can usually just move 2 of them at a time. Yeah, you can see why it's exhausting. All right, just 2 more of those. Just a couple things that I've learned that you need to consider when you're loading these things. You want to have a lot of bungee cords or adjustable straps so you can tie some things down, because you want to prevent shifts when you brake or when you're driving. Also, you need to remember that it does take a little longer to stop with one of these trailers, so you'll want to allow for more braking distance. And also pad everything that you don't want damaged. You can use towels or blankets like I do. The trailer itself has a lot of different places to hook cords and straps to the walls, so that makes it a lot easier when you want to tie something down. If you look below the video in the description, I'll put a list of all the equipment I used for this show. Just remember that this is an indoor show that I'm going to, and so I won't be bringing a canopy and the hardware, everything that goes with that. But I will have just about everything else that I would bring to a normal show. As you can see, I'm moving all this stuff myself, and I've set things up so that nothing is very heavy, because usually I am by myself at these shows. It's only once in a while that I get help. You just want to make sure that you're not going to hurt yourself doing this, because it does take a lot of trips, and I'm not a very big person. It helps to have carrying cases that have wheels. All this junk in the garage, we definitely need to have a garage sale. Okay. I'm gonna bring these mats because they really help if you're standing on a hard surface all day. We got a ton of these blankets and towels, because those are really important for setting up and protecting all the artwork. Got all the tablecloths in this crate. And then I have this other crate for more stuff. So this is part of my wagon, and it's got some hardware for the display panels and another banner. And it also has a table easel, and I know I have another easel over here. This is the hard part. So I think what I'm going to do is set up so I think I'm going to put all the paintings in my car, because they'll be a lot safer that way. So I'm getting the wagon ready, so I'll be able to take a load in right away in the morning. And then got my cards. Did not set this up really well, but I'll grab the boxes of prints and put them down in the back of my car, and then the small paintings, and after that I can take all the other things. This is just one box that's going to be full of small stuff. Okay? These are 14 by 14s. So I always take a step stool because I'm short, but it helps when I have to reach for things. I also like to bring gloves, because sometimes you are working with pieces of metal, or having to unfold your folding tables, and they can be really hard on your fingers. I always try to bring a few things for comfort, because it's a long day. Yep. These are all, it's like all these tricks. This is one box of giclées. So these are paintings that are going to go in the car. I'm going to bring this big painting with me. Again, I just want to remind you to check in the description below because I will put in a list of everything I'm bringing to this show. This show is a good, basic, easy show that would be ideal for a beginner or a first-time show.